Hey everyone, Dr. Mike here. As parents, we always want the best for our children. But did you know that iron deficiency anemia is one of the most common nutritional problems in kids? It can cause fatigue, poor concentration, and slow growth. Picture this. Your child, usually bursting with energy, suddenly seems sluggish and pale. The good news is that iron deficiency anemia is preventable. In this video, we'll share essential tips for parents on how to prevent it through diet, lifestyle, and medical care. Stay tuned till the end for expert advice. So, let's start with the basics. What exactly is iron deficiency anemia? Well, iron is like a crucial building block for our bodies. It's essential for making hemoglobin, a special protein found in red blood cells. Think of hemoglobin as the delivery service for oxygen in our bodies. It picks up oxygen from our lungs and carries it to every single cell, giving them the energy they need to function properly. Now, when there's not enough iron available, our bodies can't produce enough hemoglobin. This leads to a shortage of healthy red blood cells, and that's what we call anemia. Without enough of those oxygen-carrying red blood cells, our kids might feel tired and weak. Iron deficiency can also affect their concentration, making it harder for them to pay attention in school and learn effectively. It can even impact their growth and development, as iron is crucial for building healthy bones and tissues. Now, you might be wondering, why do some children develop iron deficiency? Well, there are a few common culprits. One of the biggest reasons is a diet that's low in iron-rich foods. Our growing kids need a steady supply of iron, and if they're not getting enough from their meals, it can lead to a deficiency. Another factor is rapid growth spurts. Think about those growth spurts toddlers and teenagers go through. They need extra iron during those times to keep up with their body's demands, and if their diet isn't providing enough, it can tip the scales towards anemia. Excessive cow's milk consumption can actually interfere with iron absorption. Sometimes underlying medical conditions can also play a role. Blood loss, whether it's due to intestinal parasites, heavy periods in teenage girls, or other internal bleeding, can also lead to iron deficiency. The good news is that in many cases, iron deficiency is preventable. And one of the most powerful tools we have is a healthy, balanced diet. So, let's talk about some practical diet tips to make sure your little ones are getting enough iron. First and foremost, we need to load up their plates with iron-rich foods. Think lean meats, fish, and poultry. These are all excellent sources of heme iron, which is the type of iron that our bodies absorb most easily. Now, if you're raising a vegetarian or vegan child, don't worry. There are plenty of plant-based sources of iron as well. Beans, lentils, spinach, tofu, and fortified cereals are all great options. The key is to include a variety of these foods in their diet regularly. Vitamin C can actually boost iron absorption, so try serving iron-rich foods with a side of vitamin C-rich foods like citrus fruits, tomatoes, or bell peppers. And remember that excessive cow's milk we talked about earlier? While it's essential to make sure kids are getting enough calcium, it's also important to moderate their milk intake, especially after they turn 1 year old. Now I know what you might be thinking. Should I be giving my child iron supplements? It's a common question, and the answer is, it depends. Not all children need iron supplements, but in some cases, they can be beneficial. For example, if your child was born prematurely, they might have lower iron stores to begin with, and a doctor might recommend an iron supplement to help them catch up. Similarly, if your child has a restricted diet, like if they're vegetarian or vegan, or if they're picky eaters, an iron supplement might be necessary to bridge any nutritional gaps. Certain medical conditions can affect iron absorption, and in those situations, a doctor might prescribe an iron supplement to ensure the child is getting enough. However, here's a crucial point. Never give your child iron supplements without consulting with their pediatrician first. Iron is a mineral that needs to be balanced in the body, and too much iron can be harmful. Beyond diet, there are some simple lifestyle changes and daily habits that can make a big difference in preventing iron deficiency. Let's dive into a few practical tips. First up, let's get those kids moving. Regular physical activity isn't just great for their overall health, but it also boosts circulation, which helps deliver oxygen and nutrients throughout the body, including iron. Encourage them to play outside, engage in sports, or simply be active for at least an hour each day. Now let's talk about those tempting treats. We all know kids love their junk food, sugary drinks, and processed snacks. But these foods are often low in nutrients, including iron, and they can displace healthier options in their diet. So try to limit their intake of these less healthy choices and focus on offering them whole, nutrient-rich foods instead. And last but not least, let's not forget about hygiene. Proper hand washing, especially before meals, and regular deworming can help prevent infections that can sometimes lead to iron loss. Now, even with our best efforts, sometimes children can still develop iron deficiency anemia. So, it's important to be aware of the warning signs and know when it's time to seek medical advice. If you notice any of these symptoms in your child, it's essential to schedule a visit with their pediatrician. Extreme fatigue or weakness. If your child is constantly tired, even after a good night's sleep, or if they seem weaker than usual, it could be a sign of anemia. They might have difficulty keeping up with their peers during physical activities or complain of feeling exhausted easily. Pale skin and lips. Iron is essential for giving our blood its red color, so when there's a deficiency, the skin and lips can appear paler than usual. Frequent infections. Iron plays a role in supporting a healthy immune system, so children with iron deficiency anemia might be more susceptible to infections. If your child seems to be getting sick more often than usual, it's worth getting their iron levels checked. Slow growth or poor appetite. As we discussed earlier, iron is crucial for growth and development. If your child's growth seems to be lagging behind or if they have a persistent poor appetite, it could be related to iron deficiency. Craving for non-food items, pica. This is a less common symptom, but some children with iron deficiency anemia might develop pica, which is a craving for non-food items like dirt, ice, or clay. We've covered a lot of ground today, but I want to leave you with a few key takeaways. Iron deficiency anemia is a common but preventable condition that can significantly impact a child's health and well-being. By focusing on a balanced diet rich in iron, incorporating those lifestyle tips, and being mindful of potential warning signs, you can help your child thrive. So there you have it, the essential guide to preventing iron deficiency anemia in kids. Remember, a healthy diet full of iron-rich foods is key, and don't forget those vitamin C companions to help with absorption. If you're concerned about your child's iron levels, don't hesitate to reach out to your pediatrician. Stay tuned for more videos on keeping your family healthy and happy.